Hey guys, Bukulit here. Do a video for you. Before we get into uh, the meat of this video, I just want to point this out. I got a lot of comments, and thank God because I'm glad you guys really do correct me on these kinds of things because I don't want to continue to say the wrong stuff if it isn't what it actually is. Um, so, with that being said, I don't want to butcher your name here, so I'm not even going to try. But I was referring to, I thought it was a typo in the article I showed you guys yesterday. It says Tembler, okay, right there. Um, I thought it was just a typo and was supposed to say Trembler, but I was since then corrected by lots of you guys, and man, kudos for you guys for knowing that. That is, yeah, that's what I mean, guys. I learned a lot more from you guys than I could ever teach you. Go back the other direction with that. So, but um, right here, he's saying what it actually means. The word temblor actually means earthquake in Spanish. I did not know that, and I took 3 years of Spanish. But anyway, with that being said, I do like when you guys do correct me like this. I don't want to continue to say or use vocabulary the wrong way in any time because it doesn't do anybody any good. Just know that you guys, when you guys put these comments and correct me, I do not get offended by that at all. Okay, I want you to do that. I really do, because I just want to get things right as far as I'm concerned. You know, I don't really have a whole whole lot of pride or any kind of a huge ego or anything like that. So I take correction rather well, and I try to better myself with that. And but yeah, that's something I'm pretty decent at, and that's why I am able to retain the information that I am. And but yeah, so thanks for pointing that out. Again, more. I'm not going to try to even say that last name. And again, this was not the only one that pointed this out to me. Um, so thank you guys for doing that. Okay, guys. Seeing how we were just talking about the earthquake thing, I'll just roll with this real quick. Get this out of the way before we go on to what I really want to talk about. Um, but this is a comparison, guys. I did basically this is the most current and then 1 day prior capture of the sun. And I want to talk because we talk about the coronal holes increasing the solar wind, which in turn increases our earthquake risk. Okay, that's why I'm talking about this. So, but just so we know where we're at there. Now, the one on the right is the most current. Okay, this is that one that was there yesterday, but it was kind of over here. And here's this one, which is a fairly large coronal hole, guys. There's a lot of black there, no atmosphere hardly at all. Okay, but it was kind of over here, and I'll show it to you. But before we do that, just keep in mind, again, guys, I know I say this about every video, but I do this for people that are new, so they understand. This is the equator, and the Earth's position is kind of like right here, this south of the equator of the sun. They would consider that the ecliptic. Okay, if you take that equator line of the sun and you stretch it out um, past all of our planets, where if our planet in its orbit around the sun gets above or below that equator point, they call that above or below the ecliptic. Okay, that's what they call that. So and we fluctuate a little bit. All planets do. All objects do. Okay. So sometimes we're above or below, we're tilted, this, that. There's a whole lot there. So, and some planets like Neptune, man, I'm not even so sure about Neptune's orbit anymore. It's gotten so jacked up as this system came in. Things were just getting jacked around, man. And again, Saturn, Uranus, I think it was, got flipped on its side. I mean, there's a whole lot of different stuff that's going on there. But as far as the orbit goes, when you hear the word ecliptic, that's what that means. So just wanted to share that with you. But as you can see, guys, this coronal hole is now, well, that was yesterday, okay, and that's today. So what I'm showing you this is a comparison of how these things morph or continue to grow or get smaller or bigger. Okay. Now, one thing we've been noticing, okay, as things come closer to Earth facing, that what I just showed you where the Earth's position was, like if you look at this one, this is yesterday, and then you look at this one, the one on the right is just a touch smaller. Okay, it's actually shrinking a little bit. Well, what's that coronal hole doing? It's actually rotating away from Earth facing. So where we're connected to the sun, I think this is having something to do with the size of these coronal holes. Okay, now if you look at this one compared to this one, okay, it's actually grown in size. What's it doing? It's coming closer to Earth facing. So when these things get closer to Earth facing, it's being influenced and stuff, and we've been noticing this a lot. We notice it with any kind of sunspots or active areas on the sun. As they come around, they tend to, get more active as they come Earth facing, and as they rotate away, they get less active. I don't know why that's happening. I'm sure there's some science behind it. Actually, there was a sub that gave me some information on that, and it was good information. But it's pretty much saying what it's pretty much just saying, hey, yeah, this is something that actually happens. So, but yeah, so there you go with that. I mean, so these coronal holes are not going to go away anytime soon, and it's what I said in my video yesterday. We really got to pay attention and just not really, just be aware, because there's nothing we can do about it, guys. This solar wind's going to hit us whether we want it to or not. And that's just what happens. That's it's just life. But we do want to be aware, especially those that live in earthquake areas. And that's why I do this. That's why I'm trying to learn more about the earthquake thing, because I think it's very important. And I do think that our space weather has a big influence in it. Okay, so again, the one on the left here was yesterday, and the one on the right is today. So you can see how things change pretty dramatically in a 24-hour period. Now, something else, you see the darker areas here? I noticed that, so I went to the 211. I showed you guys this a little bit yesterday, and it's confirming what I thought was going to happen. Okay, again, on the left is yesterday. Okay, see how much smaller that is than that? And then I'll zoom in here. But do you see, remember I was talking how we started seeing these little darker shades right there? And I told you what I thought it would probably do. Well, it's starting to do it. Okay, these are opening up. And if you take that in consideration to where our position is, okay, that's just rough, okay, it's not exact, but these little smaller openings, these smaller coronal holes, are going to rotate through, and that's what I mean by this solar wind is not going to stop. We may get small little breaks in it, but we're going to get a constant flow for a while, and it's going to be, over a week before any of this stuff really starts calming down, and it could even be longer than that. Plus, I think that, I'm not sure, I have to look at this, but I really think that this hole right here, I think the last time it was Earth facing, it gave us a G2 electromagnetic storm. I think this is the one that did that. As it rotated around the sun, it actually held it kind of shrunk a little bit, but then when Stereo A seen it, it was there again. So Stereo A, guys, is over here. All right, it's viewing the sun from the side, and we can kind of see the backside of a little bit. A and B, Stereo A and B were put there so we could get a better look at the backside of the sun. We don't get data from Stereo B anymore. I'm not going to go into that right now, but there's a big story behind that. Now, again, guys, as I zoomed out here, you can tell how that's a large area. And this over here is actually getting larger too. So, just be aware. That's all I'm saying. Okay, guys. Seeds is back up. Okay. All the data is back there now. They updated whatever data they had, so we're able to look at it now. And I got some interesting stuff to share with you here. But what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to show you the 13th and I'm going to go day by day and show you what happened day by day. Now, keep in mind the 13th is when we caught our object again. Okay, 13th into the 14th. So keep in mind that that's the side of the sun that this object was on. And what you're going to see is you're going to see multiple CMEs happen, which I knew were going on. I was noticing it on the Lasco C2, the red view here. Okay, on over on ISWA, I was able to. You can actually go to the Soho site also and check out some videos there. You can see the same capture. You just don't get this black and white. This tool here is designed to catch CMEs, and it outlines it and shows you where they're at. That's what that's supposed to do. But if you go to Lasco C2 over at Soho, you're going to get this red view over at ISWA. That's what you're going to get. But we see more on the other one, which is why we like it. Okay. Now, Cactus shows similar stuff, but it's not as detailed. Okay. It's very pixelated. But anyway, you're going to see in all these little, well, we had the decent one, the one I'm getting ready to show you, the decent sized CME. It wasn't really huge or nothing. It was big, but it wasn't huge. All these CMEs are going to happen on the same side of the sun. And I don't think that's a coincidence, to be honest with you. I really think it's because our object was over there. So that's just my opinion. And as you watch this, you can actually see, and I'll show you as we go through here, that the CMEs actually almost seem like they're kind of following it around, like the sun's reacting to it as this thing is orbiting. Okay, and the CMEs progressively get smaller too, which would also indicate that this object is moving away from the sun at this time, which it is. Okay, as it goes in its orbit. So we're just going to keep that in mind as we look at these. And but yeah, so this is the 13th. We'll play it. Okay, I got it running kind of slow. I'm going to speed it up a little bit here. Oh, I got it running in reverse. Let's go the right way. How about that? Okay, now again, this is when this one just started. And I'm going to show it to you. This thing actually, it was missing about 7 hours of data also. So that's the start of that one that when we caught it. See, it just blares right out in your face, man. I mean, I'm going to, let's see here, let's just speed this up a little bit more. I've already shown you guys these anyway, so. But this is actually the time lapse, and you can see it. It just pops out right in your face, man. See what I mean? It's there. But anyway, we'll go to the next day. Okay, and here you go with this one. All right, see how when it detects the CME, what it does? Okay, you're seeing that little jumping around stuff it's doing right there? You know what that is? It's missing data. There's 2 CMEs right here. Okay, that's what I'm trying to show you guys. This is where it got kind of crazy. Okay, and I'm going to pause it. That's the initial one. Okay, let's back it up a little bit just so I can show you a little bit better. Oops. Let's just back up to about there. Okay, that's good enough for what I'm going to show you. Now, again, I'm gonna start this. This is the initial CME that started on the 13th. This is the 14th here. Okay, and I'll slow it down one notch. Oops, reverse. Okay, now I'm gonna try to pause it here. Then I'm just gonna toggle through. Okay, now if you guys look at the timestamp, see the timestamp, 11:12. 11:24, gets around 12, I think, and then it jumps. Okay, yep, see it jumps 7 hours. So we don't get any data for 7 hours. So I'll go ahead and advance that, and that's when the second one started. See that? Okay, and again, this was the second CME. This wasn't the same one. So I'll play this again so you guys can see it. Alright, there's the first one as it's happening. There's the jump in time and the second one starting. Okay, and then it recycled back through to the time lapse. Okay, now here's the next day. This is the 15th. And there's that second CME. Alright, did you see that big blast of light kind of overexposed the camera? Watch. Right about there. See that? A lot of times when you see that, something's happened as far as the sun reacting. It shot out a big burst of light, and the camera couldn't handle it. The tool couldn't handle it. Now, something else, we see this a lot too, guys. I'm going to pause it when it shows it here. Okay, pause it right there. Now, this is that CME, right? Okay, we see this a lot. Whenever we see a CME almost 180 degrees on the other side of the sun, typically we have a smaller ejection. It just happens a lot that way. I imagine, like I said, it's kind of like I don't know what kind of science is behind that. Maybe like an exhaust type of a thing. But both sides are reacting there. But this is the main side, and that's just the secondary one over there that really, I'm not sure if that's actually technically a CME. Some mass would have to leave with that. It kind of looks like it might be, but this tool really doesn't show it as that. So, okay, that's the 15th. Now I'm going to go to the next day. Now again, that's the second CME. So this is where I started seeing some funky stuff right here. I noticed it on the red view because I saw, let's see here if I could see it. It was this day. Nope, I don't think so. Okay, so you're looking at this day here, and there's not a whole lot going on there. Okay, yeah, right there at the end it did start. Okay, I'm going to go next. Okay, where'd it go? Well, maybe it was before that. It's back, oops. Okay. There was a small little burst right here. Okay. Let's just right there. Okay. It's just a small one right there into the, see that right there? It's hard to see, it's hard to catch, I get it. So we'll go to the next day. Now here's where I seen it. See that little one right there? That's a CME, and then a second one right behind it. And I'm going to slow this down and show you. Okay, there's the first one. Now see, it ain't that big. Okay, now look what's right behind it. Once this one almost gets off the screen, you're seeing the second, well, it's actually the fourth one in a week on the same side of the sun. Now see how they got smaller? I still think these things are reacting with our object as this thing moves away. Okay, it's just these things, they didn't cause such a huge reaction with the sun as they did the first time because it wasn't as close to the sun. That's just my opinion. But that's what I think is actually going on there. So we actually had 4 CMEs in a week on the same side of the sun. So, yeah. I mean, is that why this site was down and not giving us this data? I don't know. They gave it to us now. So I don't know what's going on with the missing data and why it's getting, that there's some technical stuff there. Maybe this is showing stuff that they don't want us to see, and they're trying to bleed out they're trying to go over this data before they release it. Okay, even that looks suspect. I mean, so that's what I'm saying, guys. There's some stuff going on here. I don't think it's a coincidence that we had, a decent sized CME and then 3 smaller ones right behind it, and they progressively got smaller as they went. Now, something else I want to show you guys here, or just put it in your mind. There is a new thing called an interstellar shockwave. That's something that they've discovered, and I've talked about this before. What that is it's either solar wind, or it could be from a CME, that this energy is traveling in a certain direction, and then either faster solar wind or faster CME behind it catches up to the first one. When that happens, it gets another burst, and it's what they call an interstellar shockwave. It sends out another wave of shock. It sends out some more energy, a big burst of it. Okay, so that's basically what that means. Now I'm looking at these, and this is a good possibility that could happen with some of these. All right, because the ones that are happening, back to back here, sometimes it looks as if that second CME is traveling faster than the initial one. That's most definitely true with the bigger one. Let me show you here real quick. I'm going to back this up to that day. Okay, here's the 14th. All right, so I'm going to slow this down so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, now I know it's going to be hard to understand the speed of this. Okay, see how slow that's the initial one. See how slow that's moving? Now watch when the second one comes off. All right. I think it's most definitely moving faster than the first one, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we'll go to that's how slow the first one's moving. So we'll go to the next day when we see the second one more pronounced. You see that? I just think it's moving faster, guys. That's all I'm saying. Did it catch up with it? I don't know. But I think it's a good possibility that we could see some interstellar shockwaves, is what they call that. Or a solar shockwave or something. I'm not sure if I'm using the right vocabulary there. I think it's interstellar shockwave. I could be wrong. I'm going to check that, and I'll get back with you guys on the next video on that. But essentially, I'm just trying to say that when energy is moving at a certain speed, charged particles, and if there's charged particles behind it moving faster, and at the point when it catches up to it, it causes a wave of energy, like a shock. Bam! It just goes out. Okay? So, but anyway, they were actually, they caught that. They were able to catch one. And that's why they did an article and stuff on it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. There'll be a model update. I put an Eddie Money song on there at the beginning there. He passed away a few weeks ago. I just thought it was kind of cool to throw one of his songs out there. So, anyway, guys, God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.
So baby just to see, baby, when you hold on to me, hold on. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences so long now. Oh, you're a hard one. I know that you've got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you can hurt you somehow. Don't you drive the queen of diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. You know the queen of hearts is always your best bet. Now it seems to me some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones that you can't get. Desperado, oh, you ain't getting no younger. Your pain and your hunger driving you home. Your freedom, oh, freedom, well, that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone. Don't your feet get cold in the wintertime? The sky won't snow and the sun won't shine. It's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. You're losing all your highs and lows. Ain't it funny how the feeling goes away? Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Come down from your fences. Open the gates. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. Let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you before it's too late. I know there's something in the wake of your smile. I get a notion from the look in your eyes. Yeah, you've built a love, but that love falls apart. Your little piece of heaven turns to dark. Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why, but listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye. Sometimes you wonder if this fight is worthwhile. The precious moments are all lost in the tide. Yeah, they're swept away, and nothing is what it seems. The feeling of belonging to your dreams. Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why. Listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye. And there are voices that want to be heard. So much to mention, but you can't find the words. The scent of magic, the beauty that's been where love was wilder than the wind. Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why. Listen to